Hello everyone, this is Zach Luker from the Twin Falls branch, here today to help you learn how to research your gains and your losses in your stock counting. The important thing to remember when you're performing your stock count and when you have weird variances is that everybody is a suspect. Anybody can be getting in there and changing what has happened with your stock. But the very first person that you should suspect is yourself. First off, did you count everything correctly? Did you go to all the areas that you stock this product and count it? Did you mess up in a previous count and had an overage or a shortage in your last count? Once you have verified that you have actually counted everything, that you truly do have what you say you have, then you can start checking with others for your positives and your negatives. There's lots of different reasons as to why you may have a gain or be missing. Reasons for gains can be an unreceived product, say like a stock transfer has come in or something from a supplier has come through, and the receiver hasn't had a chance to go through and do the receiving paperwork yet. When this happens, all you have to do is just not count the product, because when he counts it and adds it in, it'll be added in that way. The other reasons for gains can be from unprocessed credits and returns, or incorrect codes used for a product when they're being sold. Product could be being put away incorrectly. Receiving errors themselves, where the product was received under one code and it should have been received under another code, or you could have the double billing of an order. Reasons for losses can be from the product being thrown out but not written off, product being delivered but the order hasn't been invoiced for some reason. Stock transfers could be being sent to another location, but for some reason the paperwork isn't being completed. Also, modifications of orders are not being done correctly, or incorrect codes could be being used for a product. And of course, there could always be theft going on in your yard as well. Somebody could be sneaking in and taking stuff out that they shouldn't be. But there are good ways for us to research through all these reasons as to why there may be a gain or a loss. For example, we'll take a look at 7/16 OSB. So here's kind of a fake count that we put together. In here, we were supposed to have 4,734. And then we also said that we counted an extra 1,404 somewhere else in the yard. When you look at your variance report, the things you will be looking for is what is your variance. So we counted an extra 1,404. Where did that come from? Because we know what's out there. We've gone out there, we've double checked our counts. Yes, there are 1,404 sheets of 7/16 OSB sitting out there. One of the things you can look at while you're at your variance report is the movement since active. What has happened in the computer since you started your count? Since we started our count, 390 sheets have been sent out, probably on orders, that we may or may not have accounted for. What you can do is you can go back to the Find Products tab. From here, you can look up an item specifically, right-click on it, and you have two different options of how you can research things. You have the Information tab or the View Transactions tab. Information tab is basically where is our product at presently and what's going to happen to it in the future, while View Transactions tells you everything that's happened in the past. So if we open up the Information tab, it's going to show you a brief summary of basically every location and what their numbers are for available stock, actual stock, and so on. You can click through these tabs and see what's going on at your location. So stock on order is all of your open purchase orders. So right here we've got an open PO for Weyerhaeuser. That may have come in or may not have come in. We just have to check with the receiving clerk. The Stock Due tab is for stock that is going to be coming in later, but because the invoice is due, the receiving clerk has had to receive it ahead of time. There's usually a button that the receiving clerk has clicked that allows them to put it into the Stock Due tab. This inventory is not actually being counted in your inventory and is not something that you need to count. However, it is possible that this 1,404 has come in and the receiving clerk hasn't gone in and changed the stock receipt for it yet. Awaiting processing is for any production areas, so like a door shop. If your item is being used in a works order, it will show up here, and you'll just need to check and verify that that product has or has not been used for that door yet. In allocations, this shows you all the orders that have that item on it. Generally, when you open up this tab, it'll just list every single branch and every single order within our company. You want to just go ahead and grab that branch box, drag it up here, and allow you to look at specifically your location. So here we can see all of Twin Falls and their different orders. From these orders, you can look and see if these orders have been staged or not, if the load wheelers have built the load, and be able to pull your quantities from there. The other tool that you can use is under Stock, View Transactions. This tells you everything that has been happening with that item over at any point in the past. When you open it up, it should look like this. This is a very confusing view to look at because it shows you every time that it goes into stock allocation, gets pulled out of stock allocation, gets put back into it. So the best way to look at this is to go up to Options, click Show Actual Transactions Only, and this will show you when it actually affects your inventory. From here, you can take a look and see what has happened with the product. So for example, right here we can see on order 1397340, we have issued stock, then we've unissued it, and reissued it again. Other things that you can catch in here is, for example, like the double bills. And we can show you. So if we look right here, we can see that there was a -6 on the 30th and a -6 on the 6th. When we performed our stock count, we were actually over by 6. So we knew that we had 6 more than what we should have. So this is an example of a double bill. What had happened is the customer had called in, the salesman created a will call order for them, and then the customer themselves just came into the store and picked up the product. But because they talked to the front counter created a whole new order for that customer. Then, as we were going through and cleaning up our orders a few days later, the salesman said, oh yeah, they came in and picked that up. So we went ahead and billed the will call order when we shouldn't have. Now the question you're probably asking is, how did we know that? The way you look at it is because we knew we were over by 6, so we were looking for 6s. And we saw this double 6 right here. So we pulled up related documents, looked at the sales order, opened it up, and saw that this was for Lidl signs. Then when we looked at the other one, clicked on it, opened it up, and saw that it was also for Lidl signs. Now it's entirely possible that they needed 12 sheets and they just came back in to pick up the extra ones. But the only reason why it's suspicious is because we were over by 6. So we went and asked the salesman, and they confirmed that yes, they double billed it. And because of that, we have another credit up here for those 6 back. Well, thank you all for listening. If you have any questions, again, I'm Zach Luker at Twin Falls. You can feel free to call me or send me an email. You can also get a hold of Johnny or James up here at the Boise store. They're great resources as well. And feel free to contact us with anything you've got going on, or if you have a question or need help researching something, give us a call and we'd be glad to help.